Grace in the chaos, calm in the storm, life in pieces, still hope is reborn. Staying sane while breaking chains, healing the hurt, dancing through flames. When you're feeling at a loss, remind yourself, find grace in the chaos. Welcome back to Grace in the Chaos. I am your most chaotic host, Alexis. If this is your first time tuning in, hi, I am your homegirl, your resident survival story wrapped in shea butter and God's grace. And I would love to welcome you to your safe space of healing, real testimonies, finding God, and finding grace. Look, come on in, because it get real hood and holy over here. Today, I'm going to be talking about something that shaped me into a walking testimony. And that is becoming a mom at 22 and all the madness that came from it. I'm going to just be honest, y'all. I never planned on being a mama. Like when I say I never planned on being a mama, I was actually told that I would never be able to conceive kids. And I was told this at the age of 16. And that was fine to me. Now, it ain't cool that they lied to me. But in that moment, that was fine to me. Being pregnant at 22 was a whirlwind that I did not imagine. I had just got used to feeding myself every day. So I didn't even know who decided to put me in charge, but I was in charge and I didn't know what to do. I had just learned how to drive at 20. So imagine being told that you're about to be in charge of somebody else's life when you really feel like you just getting a grasp on yours. Like that was just something so surreal, and I just still couldn't really believe that them people lied to me. But yeah, um, the pregnancy experience was pure hell. I went through it. I'm talking physical abuse, emotional abuse, verbal abuse, any type of damn abuse that you can name. I went through it in that pregnancy. And I just felt like this was all so wrong. Not to mention that I couldn't even finish working my job because I was so sick during my first trimester. I couldn't keep nothing down. I couldn't do nothing for myself. Pregnancy had me down. And I just didn't know what to do. So I not only didn't have a job, was just finna be a first time mama. I ended up losing my car. I'm talking about car tow up, motor just gone, car just went to sleep on me. And now, in the midst of all that, I don't even have a house. I never even had thought about doing an apartment application during that time. I was a free spirit. I went wherever I wanted to go. I didn't care if I slept in my car during those times. But now it's like I'm pregnant, I'm broken, and exhausted. And y'all, even in the middle of all that chaos, I remember the very first moment that I felt like God was truly stepping in to mold my testimony. And that was the moment that I got my first place. Y'all, that 2-bedroom, 1-bath house, it felt like a damn mansion to me. And I was so geeked. Y'all, I was so happy to have my own space. I got the keys just in time. I'm talking a month before my baby came. And I finally had a space to call mine. And all of the losses that I took prior, they didn't matter at all. I'm talking my motor blowing out in my car didn't matter. Me not being able to work throughout the pregnancy didn't matter no more because I had a house. And I finally felt like I was a mama bird who had just finally found a branch that wouldn't snap up on her. It's just like, this is where I'm putting my nest at. This is where my nest gonna stay. And I'm good. And it was good. I had a great support system to bring my baby from the hospital home to. Shout out to my sister Shalanda. Shout out to my daddy for having everything set up for his grandbaby when she came home. And shout out to my mama for always being there throughout the whole postpartum issue. Everything about that transition was life-saving to me because I was at an all-time low. And after a year of just being back on my feet, my baby good, my baby thriving, I'm feeling like I can have a family now. my fairy tale just ended. Because here I am now at 23, back with another miracle baby that they swore up and down that I couldn't have. And now I'm in the middle of a pandemic, which also put me back in a position where I couldn't work. And the bills kept piling, landlord kept coming, and he won't easy on me. So after all of that, it's just like I'ma just decide to leave my comfort zone. I can't stress. I don't wanna, have any upset. So now I'm 8 months pregnant with a 1 year old on my hip. And it's just like I'm starting over all over again. So now my second kid come, the pandemic slowed down a little bit. I'm back working. Life looking up. But it's always gonna be those moments where trials come. It's just something's gonna always feel like it's in the way. And so things didn't mix with my mom. And after a few months, I was homeless with a 3-month old and a 1 year old. Still no car, just my savings account and a hotel key. And I remember being in that hotel, and God, I thank you to this day that it was only 2 weeks. I remember those being the longest 2 weeks of my life, especially the day I couldn't get a ride to get diapers and I had to put a pad in my newborn shorts. And that was me, y'all. Was it a low point? Hell no. That was underground basement below rock bottom type shit. But in the midst of all of that, I still knew God and I still prayed and I prayed my way out of it because within a week, I started my life completely over in a new state within a week. And within 3 months of being in that new state, I had a car, a job, and a brand new apartment. And I was just like, okay, God, bet, I see you. And after all that hard work and after all that hard prayer, I fumbled the bag. And I let somebody coming back into my life that had already done drained the life out of me. But I thought that, new state, new city, new chance. And I wanted to, build that family dynamic the whole time. I'm just building anxiety. And not only did that crumble, but 2 years later, I lost a new car too. Just gone. Just starting over again. Just every time I felt like I was thriving, something would come back and knock me down. So for another 2 years, no car. I'm just vibing, and thank God for Uber. The rides were expensive, but they got me where I need to go. And also, shout out to the Mallard Creek Point Center because everything was in walking distance. So God saved me there. He saved me there. And I just want to say, in the midst of all of that, I realize now where I'm at now in life, it's like I've lost a lot, but I've never lost God. I say that all the time. I've lost a lot, but I've never lost God. Get knocked down 7 times, stand up 8. Sometimes you got to do it with crusty eyes and no gas in the tank. And sometimes you got to walk, but stand up anyway. And listen, even currently, and God is so amazing. My friends are always asking me, and I really don't have an answer besides that. I pray and I put my faith and I let God know that I trust you 100% because even now, I've been unemployed for 2 months, but I'm still eating. I still go to the store every single day, if not 3 times a day, and go in there and get what I want just like I got it. And that's because God has been placing people in my life who have shown me blessings, who have been blessing me left or right. Friends, strangers, family members. And I had to realize, I tell people that ain't luck, that's favor. But I'm going to take y'all a little deeper. A few months after losing that new car, God blessed me with an even better house. And when I say this one was even better, I'm talking about bills, whistles, concierge, elevators. Everything was going on. And I got a better paying job. So everything was looking up. But I didn't protect the blessing. I fumbled it again. I hit a low point in that time frame so mentally after a bad breakup that led me to a place where the breakup led me to a place where I didn't have any child care, lost a good paying job, but God still made sure my bills got paid. I had savings, and out of nowhere, I cannot make this up. Like I said on the first episode, random deposits just start coming. And I still to this day don't know where the random deposits came from. I don't got no stub to prove them. I don't got no W-2 forms to prove them. I just got the bank statements. I don't know. All I know is God wrote me a check and it got cashed. And in the middle of all of that, no job, no car, and I got this new house with all the bells and whistles. Bills are still being paid, but this is the kicker. It turned out that my leasing office had been stealing rent money from me for months. I'm talking these people were stealing over $2,000 a month from me, and God exposed it. And I ended up taking them to court and getting the rest of my lease for free. So I'm talking 6 months remaining on my lease for free. But I still had to sue them because play with your mama, don't ever play with my money. And that whole ordeal with me suing them, they bitter. So I couldn't renew my lease in January of 2024. And I had to start from the ground up. So here he is again. No car, no job, no house. I at least tried to stay in the current state. And I tried to stay with a family member, and that didn't work out. So guess where I landed? Back at my mama's house. We love you, Shamika. Back at my mama's house. And this is mid-January. I'm depressed. I'm just like, okay, I don't know what's going on. And I just felt like I was just being served a slice of humble pie every single day. I cried for months, 3 months to be exact. I cried from that January all the way to the end of March. And February was probably one of my lowest months. February and early March was probably one of my lowest months. I was outside, y'all. I'm talking about turning into one of the Gallaghers, drinking, partying, just trying to feel something besides disappointment. I almost went to jail, and that was enough for me. I'm scary. I've never been to jail. I never want to go to jail, and so just me being put in a predicament to go to jail, I had to look at myself in the mirror and just say, girl, no. Girl, this ain't you. And I realized to myself, I was in an environment that I could not grow in. And so now here we are mid-May, mid-March. Here we are mid-March. And I'm going out every morning. I remember it like nothing. It was just something came over me. And I remember going to get my blanket, and I got my hoodie, and I got my Bible. And I went out every morning and I read the book of Job. I read at least 2 chapters a day every morning of the book of Job because I needed to understand why God was just letting folks that he loved, suffer so much. And I just had to really bask and get my understanding. And by the time I got done reading the book of Job, I want to say it was the second week in April. Y'all, I still ain't had no job during this whole ordeal. I still didn't have no job. That didn't stop me from getting up and applying because I had faith. I got up. I applied for a new house in a new city. I was able to move back. I'm talking, I applied for that house on a Monday. I moved in that Wednesday. On top of that, my friend's mom, shout out to you, Miss Treese. We love you, girl. She lent me a whole car. She lent me a whole car, y'all. Just like, here, baby, take this and go get back on your feet. And that's what I did. So that let me know that God ain't just good, he's efficient. Everything in that moment was just a turnaround. And I feel like that was just a turnaround of faith, a turnaround of my testimony. I was so happy. I had joy again. I had a bigger place. I had a new job. I was in a new city. I had peace and I had purpose. That was probably, to this day, the most peaceful moment of my life. And if you've been following along, you already know what I'm finna say. By June, I had done messed up. I had done messed up, and I know, Lord, I don't understand how you're so patient with me, but I thank you for your grace. It's all about the grace. I had tampered with the blessing again, and in that September, I was moving for the new house again. No job, but I had me a rental car though. I had me a rental car. Had a car, rental car to help me go house hunting. And this is chaos part 99, because at this point I just feel like I'm up and down, up and down. But I'm still holding on to God's grace. I'm still holding on to it. Now, I'm not about to go in right now on this episode about what happened in September. But what I can say is that where I'm at today, my home today, my circumstances today, God, I'm going to tell you, God placed me at the Harvest Center of Charlotte. And I when I tell y'all, amazing people, they show love. They actually live love. They feed me spiritually, emotionally, and physically, all around what God had been trying to pull me out of and pull me to. And they gave me something that I've been searching for during my whole time. They gave me a Christian community and stability. And I felt like they gave me my dignity back. And I could just breathe again. I feel like they didn't just give me a home and community. They gave me a space to rebuild. I met new people. I'm still meeting new people. And everyone that I've came across has saw me more than what my past was. And they reminded me that even though my story has weight, it also has wings. Because through all of that, through everything that I told y'all I've been through, God was building a testimony, brick by painful brick. From the trenches to the mic. From the trenches to the mic. That's why I'm here. Every moment I thought I was being buried, God was planting me. And now I feel like I'm starting to bloom. So if you're listening and you're in your own fire right now, remember this. You're not stuck. You're being planted. And one day you're going to bloom. And it's going to be beautiful. And you're going to look back at every trying moment. You're going to look back at everything you lost and realize that God was molding you into a testimony. I just found a quote this week that says, God will not allow what you have lost to be the best thing that you'll have. Everything that you have lost, it is building you into something greater for you to walk into your purpose. If you don't take anything away from this episode, please take away the fact that God will not allow what you have lost to be the best thing that you'll ever have. I'm Alexis. This is Grace and Chaos. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with someone who is walking through their fire. Share it to someone who is a walking testimony. Share it to someone who needs the encouragement. If you would like to send me topics, you can send me topics to the email below. And I hope to see you again next Sunday. Thanks. May peace pull up slow, like a breath you forgot you were holding. May grace whisper your name, not like a sermon, but like it knows your story. May you walk lit, even when the light feel borrowed. You ain't alone, just let it go. Let healing meet you where the chaos grows. Till next time, stay rooted in grace. This is Grace in the Chaos.